This coin has gone down 23% since I entered it, and I'm up 50% profits. That's just amazing to me. What's going on, guys? Scott Hilsa here, coming to you live from Miami, Florida. So for the past 4 or 5 months, I've been testing one of the most expensive crypto bots I've ever come across. It's called The Plan by Dan Hollings. And the reason it interested me so much is because unlike pretty much any other bot I've ever seen, it's not trying to predict like buy here, sell here. It's only taking advantage of the wiggle. So it's called a wiggle bot. And dude, it's just unbelievable how consistent it is, because all that it's relying on is the wiggle of the coin, not necessarily the performance. But anyway, I'll get into all that in a second. I just want to ask you guys, please, if you could hit that like button, that helps me out so much, and leave a comment. If you have any questions about this, the plan, or anything, just leave a comment below, because I've been in this for 4 to 5 months and I'm about to get to my results right now, my overall opinion on it, and just break it down. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and break this video down into 3 different parts. The first part, I'll be covering how the bot essentially works. The second part, I'm gonna be covering my results so far, like throughout the months I've been documenting it. And then the third part, I'm gonna go into how it's performing today after everything, and explain to you more in depth what's surrounding it, essentially. This bot's very different and was so attractive to me for the sense of it does not rely on trying to time the bottom and time the top and buy here and then sell here. It's all about the wiggle. How much is the coin wiggling? And you set all these grids and all these buy points so that as it goes down, it's buying, dollar cost averaging. And as it goes up, it's selling. And as it's going like this, it's buy, sell, buy, sell. So some of my pairings after a few months have like 25,000 transactions on it, just because it's constantly taking advantage of the wiggle. It's not trying to time anything. So because of that, I don't know when you guys are watching this, but crypto recently experienced a massive crash. That's why you're seeing all my bots out of range except 2, but I'm gonna get into that later and what that means and why I'm not worried later in the video. But I just wanna use this to explain exactly what's going on. So you can see right here on this pairing Nord, I've been running this for a while, and many times, like all the parts where it's not showing any wiggle, like because the red means sell, the green means buy, all those, or where it did buy or where it did sell. When it's not showing that, that means it went below the grid and then came back up. And so right now we're just touching right below the grid, but look, it came back up because I didn't touch it. But my point is, like, you can see how many transactions it's doing, and it spits that out in USDT. So it's pure profit. And so there's no stressing about, oh, is like the bot performing, did the bot buy and sell at the right spot? Or if you're doing it yourself, there's no stressing of like always checking your phone, because that was my issue. I was always checking my phone, all these coins I'm in, and it was just like not good for me mentally. So when I got into this 4 months ago, I was blown away by the results I was getting right at the start, which I'll hop into right now. All right, so luckily I took screenshots throughout my process, and I want to start by saying originally I began with $15,000, $3,000 in 5 different bots, and these bots were on Binance.us, which, if you know anything about crypto, worst pairings you can get. Very few selections, mainly like just the really big coins that don't wiggle as much. So even with these big coins that barely wiggled, you can see the average daily trading time right here. That gauges about how much the wiggle, quote unquote, is, and you want to have at least a 0.5, and all these were falling well beyond that, but still I was able to pull off on average, because this is 3 weeks and then these are like 5.5. So on average in a month, I was able to pull a total sum of 11% return just in 1 month. And so once I realized that, once I saw that and experienced that, I'm like, okay, now to take this to the next level. So then that's when I added $10,000 more. So I had another $10,000, but most importantly, what I did was I switched to Kucoin. And on Kucoin, there's a way bigger selection. You can have, like, some of these are just wiggling so crazy that you would never find on like something like Binance US. So when I switched to Kucoin and added the $10,000, what's crazy about this is the first day's result. Look at this, $256 in 36 hours off of this one pairing, okay? But then you add that to this 159, this 166, and this 103, and then plus all the other little ones. I made $700 that first day, a 2.2% gain on my portfolio, which I'm sure was a fluke, but just showing you how crazy it is. Like, this wiggle right here is 8.16%. That is just unbelievable. And so when there's a ton of wiggle like that, you're gonna get paid out a ton, depending on how much you have in each value. And one thing I wanna mention is right here, I did have, I think it was 26.5 or 27,000, but you can see up here the sum total says 30,964. That is false, and I can show you, I'll prove it in the third part of this video. I'm not exactly sure what sum value means, but it's not reflective of your wallet's total balance. I found out, and I was very confused on that for a while. So after I launched those, I launched a little more because the bot profits I would be getting spit out, I put into more coins and all that. And so I ended up having all these coins after 2 months with reinvesting the bot profits into more pairings. Oh, and one thing right here shows the overall change. So that's bot profit plus change in coin value. This is really the only thing that you want to look at. This side, this is the bot profit. This is what the bots just made just from the wiggle profits. But this is your total return. So you can see right here, guys, look at this. 2 months, 55%, 2 months, 50%, 2 months, 43%, 2 months, 38%, 2 months, 33%, 2 months, 51%. And so like, for example, Cyrus, this one was down 1.6%, but you can see overall, and these are like newer ones, so they didn't have really a chance on it. But you can see like, this is when I started really believing in this bot. I'm like, okay, like I'm not stressing at all and it's making consistent profits. And so yeah, for some of these, like if I would have just bought the coin and held it, I would have made more profits. But also, after going through 2 major crashes with this bot, I've noticed that you don't make as much as it goes up, but you don't lose as much as you come down because it's just a consistent growth. You're not going for moonshots at all. You're going for a consistent growth to just keep your money in and you don't really worry about it too much. So I believe I took this screenshot about a month ago, and in total, I wish I would have kept it up there, but in total, it looks like I was up around like $8,000 or $9,000 or $10,000. Within the 2 months, like including the other profit from the first 5 pairings. So I mean, we're already talking like a total return of like 70% right there in like 3 months. That's pretty well, especially considering that first month was just with some whack pairings. So anyway, guys, here is the modern day view of my dashboard. And you might say, wait a second, Scott, why is every single pairing you say have range? Well, crypto just crashed significantly. As you can see, most of all these coins dropped 30 to 40%. Because they're like heavy altcoins. And I'm not worried about it at all. These top 3 are a little because I've never seen a drop like that because I did not go by the plan for these last 3. I kind of just did my own thing, which lesson learned, I'm never gonna do again. But I wanna show you why I'm not worried at all. So let's go back to Nord. And as you can see, this was even recently, this was like right after the drop. This is actually when things started dropping. I think it was like right around here. But anyway, as it goes below the grid, I mean, the grid goes up as the coin goes up. As it goes below the grid, most of the time it comes back down. So you can see right here, this was down for, I mean, about 3 weeks it was below the grid. I didn't touch it, and then it came back in and I started getting more wiggle. So just remember, in the nature of the bot works, as it's going down, it's buying more and more dollar cost averaging so that as it goes up, it's gonna sell, sell, sell. So you're already putting yourself in a good position rather than just like, say you buy right here and then all hell breaks loose and it just drops. Like you're just down, you're not dollar cost averaging, you're not taking advantage of that wiggle, nothing. And so right now my master wallet balance sits at 33,169, which sucks because like 3 days ago it was sitting at 41,000. So I wanted to be here, I wanted to stay here and tell you guys like, you know, was a 55% return in 4 months, which is with like pretty much hands off everything. But this is the nature of it. Like sometimes there's gonna be these crashes and I don't look worried at all, do I? Because I know eventually it's gonna come back. And if not, the only ones I'm gonna take a loss on are these top 3 because I just launched those and I was just an idiot about launching them. And then just XSR. The portfolio effect that we have going here with all these pairings is gonna put you in a position where it's like for the majority of coins, this is gonna work. For a few, it's just not gonna work. But the majority of the coins is gonna make the majority of the profit, which is gonna overtake any losses you take from there, essentially. And so even though a lot of these are out of the range, look, I'm still up 7% on this one, 25%, 38%, 68%, 50%. I mean, look, this coin jar, I'm out of the range completely and I'm still up 50% on this coin in how long have I been running this? In the 3 months I've been running this. And so look, for example, and so this one's really interesting, guys, because you can see, like I said, I'm up 50% on JAR. This is a coin where if I would have bought right when I bought into this actual pairing on this bot, right now I'd be down 22%. So this is like something really important to understand. The wiggle is where you're making your money right here. This coin has gone down 23% since I entered it, and I'm up 50% profits. That's just amazing to me. And so that is why I do recommend this. Like, it is one of the most expensive bots I've ever encountered in crypto. It might be the most expensive, but I made all that money back within a month or so. And now I'm just like planning on putting a bunch more in because I really trust this. Like, now would be a great time too, because the best time to enter these bots are after a massive dip, as we're seeing right now, specifically in like the 30 to 40% range, which happens to be exactly right now. So this is like the perfect pairing to show the purpose of this actual bot. Like, you can see right here in the past 4 months, it's gone up and down. And then right now even though it's sitting at 20%, I'm still up 50%. That's crazy. I actually didn't even realize that. And I know I wanted to show you the thing about the sum value so you know that I'm not lying. Right here you can see for some reason it says the sum value is 46,000, but if you go to my portfolio, it says 33,153, and if you go to my wallet, it says 33,149, just because they're not perfectly synced. But yeah, I don't really understand the sum value thing whatsoever, because I definitely don't have $46,000 in there. So I put in $25,000 total, and in total pure profits after that comes to, that would be 8,300. So for the 4 months I've been running this, right after a massive crash, I'm still up 32% on my entire portfolio. So that's an average of what, like 8% to 10% a month. And again, I do really wish that I would have filmed this before this crash, but I am also grateful that I did film it after so that you could see the effects of it going down below the grid. And I guarantee most of these coins are gonna go right back into that grid and start wiggling again. But anyway, guys, I would recommend this. If you guys are interested in this bot, I'm gonna leave a link in the pinned comment and description below. And guys, I'm not just saying this to say it, like, this is like one of the best times to get into it I've seen, because this is a massive drop across the board, and it's the absolute best to launch these bots right after a drop such as the one we saw right now. Like, this is the perfect time to get into it. So you can check out that link below if you would like. You can check out that, it'll also be in the description. And if you guys have any questions about that, leave it in the comment section below. I'll do my best to get back to you. Be sure to hit that like if you like these videos. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.